Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to this episode of Karma Cards. I'm your host, Therese Tucker, and happy Virgo season, because by the time you see this, it will be Virgo season. Today is Wednesday, August 20th, and we are heading into that time period where the back to school energy, it makes sense to me that we tend to get ready to go back to school during Virgo season because it's a beautiful time of organization, of getting your ducks in a row, of getting back down to work. And that's what it feels like. I love this season. It always makes me think of paper and pencils. And those are supplies that always have always delighted my heart. That was my favorite part of going back to school, was getting my school supplies. Let me know in the comments what your favorite part was, if you have a favorite part, but that always excited me. And I think it's because it represents potential. It's like the potential of something. But we're entering Virgo season, and on Friday, August 22nd, we have our new moon in Virgo at 0 degrees, which is a very powerful degree for our new moon to start with, because it literally represents that potential energy of a new cycle, of really feeling a sense of newness. And if you'd like to join me, I have the new moon in Virgo Spirit Circle happening on Friday, August 22nd. Here's the link. It's in the description below. You can click it, join us, go through the whole new moon process. I have some rituals that I take you through, and we do some personal reflection as well as psychic Q&A. And if that sounds like it's exciting to you and you're feeling this fresh new energy, come and join us. I'd love to have you there. Interestingly enough, the message from the team right now, their message is about being caught off guard, that you didn't realize you were hanging out in an area for too long. Like you got so relaxed with it, you didn't even realize you were there. And when I feel into the energy, for me, and I think for a lot of people, this area is the mind. That we've been hanging out so much in our mind that we're overthinking, overanalyzing, overjudging. Like we're just spending so much time dissecting and picking things apart, probably because we want to try and understand this period that we're in, that we've hung out there for so long that we don't even realize that that's where we're sort of living. It's like, imagine that the different energy levels of your body, it's like you can move in and sort of live from that level. Now, some people have always lived from the level of their mind. We tend to call that left brain, right? If you're left brain dominant, that's where the analytics are happening. That's where the questioning is, and needing to put things in boxes and identify and compartmentalize and separate. That's happening in our left hemisphere. That's just how the left hemisphere works. That's how it organizes. And I think it's really interesting that as we move into Virgo season, which very much I would say demonstrates the best and the worst qualities of the left hemisphere, the ability to pick apart, to analyze, to plan, to strategize, to get organized. That's the best qualities of the left hemisphere. And some of the worst qualities are becoming perfectionistic, like having to separate everything, having to over criticize, over critique, like just spending too much time in the details, getting caught up in the details of life is one of the weaknesses of Virgo. And that's one of the weaknesses of hanging out in our left hemisphere, is that we've separated things so much that we don't see how they're connected. We get lost and we don't see the bigger picture. We get caught up in the minutia of life. And so the message from the team is, be aware that there is a little bit of like, I forgot that I could do something else with my energy. I could do something else with my focus and my consciousness, and I've identified too much with being in the mind. And so the message is really about getting back into the body, that the body is where you're going to start connecting with and feeling you're going to feel the answer that you're looking for with your mind. And in the last channeling I received from the spirit team, from the Golden Circle Council of Sirius with the Arcturian Council of Light, they come through every spirit circle. I do a live channeling. And when they had come through last time, they had said something very similar, that the mind cannot comprehend where you are in energy. The mind cannot understand what's actually happening because it is bigger than the mind's conception, and the part of our mind that understands and categorizes and relegates experience is the left hemisphere, and it can only do it from what it has already experienced. The left hemisphere works from the past, and we're in a present/future moment, which is happening already. It's like an overlay on top of this experience we think we know. There's a whole other experience happening. We can't access it with the mind. The mind can't comprehend it. It has not experienced it yet. And from the left hemisphere, it's incapable of perceiving it. Our right hemisphere is more capable in perceiving it, and yet it actually is more informed from our heart. So this requires us to move down into this space, and this space really has nothing to do with thinking so much. You might even think it has to do with feeling. It's beyond that even. It's knowing. It's an energy of knowing, so grounded in it. It does not have to question. It doesn't have to analyze. It knows. It perceives, yes, I would say dominantly through maybe a feeling energy, but even if you were just to connect in with your center and sit there, you would know. So our feeling senses gives us more information about what the heart already knows, but it's already in the heart. And so again, they're asking us, be aware. Are you hanging out in your mind too much? I have been guilty of doing that, especially this year. This year has caused me to ask lots of questions, and that's something that seems to be dominant in my experience right now. Now, I am a Gemini rising, but it's interesting. My sun has progressed, and so your sun, you have your natal sun, which is your start point, and then your sun continues to progress through other signs. And right now, my sun is also in Gemini, which makes it like perfect fodder for me to question everything. And questioning is great. I love being curious. I find it to be continually fascinating to learn more and more and more. But I was talking to a wonderful person who I'm going to have on my podcast soon, and we were just talking about, she's like, okay, we were talking about communicating with trees. And I said to her, I do communicate with my trees. I talk to my trees in the backyard, and anytime that I ask for them to confirm it, like to touch me, to boop my nose or touch my hand, the tree does it. And what I notice that happens is this gust of wind comes in just at the time I ask the tree to move, and the tree moves. And so I was saying to her, I'm like, my brain wants to know, is it the wind that's doing it, or is it the tree that's moving and I perceive it as wind, or is the wind helping the tree? And she just looks at me and she goes, does it matter? I had to laugh because I'm like, ultimately, no, it doesn't matter. I'm like, but I'm curious how it works. And she's like, even if you knew how it works, does it matter? Which is a great point. And just sort of proof of how when you are caught up in the mind, you are overanalyzing a very profound experience that you're having, which in my case was communication with trees and nature, having a back and forth relationship, which is the point. That was the point of it. But I was so curious and caught up in the mechanics of how it worked that it's like I almost dismissed my experience because I needed to know how. And that's kind of an example of what it looks like to be just so in your mind about things that you're just picking it apart rather than having the experience, meaning that I'm having a beautiful experience and I was present for it. But as soon as it's done, I'm like, well, how did that work, right? And I'm back to analyzing. So if you find that this message is resonating, then the message for you is it's time to get back into embodiment. We're hanging out too much in the mind, and we need to drop down into the body and go back into experience. And we might just have seasons where this happens for us. Some people might live their life like that. Other people might be going through seasons like that where they're just trying to understand this experience. And since you hang out with me and we chat together sometimes, you know I'm very interested in Ascension And one of the big questions that we all have about Ascension, those who are getting messages about it, those who teach about it, those who are learning about it, is we all want to know how this is going to work, right? How is it going to happen? Because maybe you're doing the personal growth work. Maybe you're spending time in meditation and connecting with nature, or opening your heart more, practicing dissolving the illusion of separation. You're doing all the work and you're expecting something to happen. Like, okay, I'm ready, right? And where is it? How's it going to happen? When is it going to happen? These are questions that we all have. And yet, as you can hear, they're very much connected to the analytical part of our brain. It wants to be able to pick apart this experience. But if we go back to what the channeling said, the mind can't comprehend what this is. The team says it's happening now. You're actually in it. But because you don't know you're experiencing it, you can't comprehend it. How are you going to quantify that you're experiencing it if you don't even know what you're experiencing? Because you're in the middle of it. It's not your past yet. It is your now. It is your now and a little bit of your future, because this is a process. So the only way to really, really know it's happening is to go drop into your heart, to go into a being state and just let yourself experience it. And notice when you want to start questioning it, right? When we're in meditation and we're deeply in meditation, we don't go, am I meditating now? Is this meditation? Did I do it? As soon as we do that, we're not meditating, right? So it's the same with this kind of experience. As you drop in, as you just let yourself be in the experience, you're having it. The minute you start questioning that, you popped right out of it. So it's a bit of a practice. And all they're asking for is to wake up and be aware. How much time are you spending just doing it? How much time are you spending in that either meditative state or in your ascension state? And how much time are you spending questioning it? Because every time you're questioning it, you're not in it. I know, it's a little tricky. It makes sense though. So this week I have been taking on that message, and I've been really just being like, no, I'm in it. I'm in it. And it was such a great gift to get that little conversation where someone sort of pointed out to me what was going on there. And it allowed me to go, oh yeah, it doesn't matter how it happened. The point is it's happening. And I'm hoping that by passing this message forward to you, you also have that moment of awareness where you're like, oh yeah, I am doing it. Why do I need to verify it? Why do I need to quantify it? Why do I need to label it? Why do I need to be able to have it categorized in order for me to believe it? I actually just need to do it, just like with meditation. When you're actually meditating, you're not questioning if you've meditated. You are. And so let's practice that this week. Now, let's go to this week's Karma card message and see what it has to add. All right, if you're new to Karma cards, let me quickly show you how these work. I have 3 decks here, planets, signs of the zodiac, and the houses of astrology. And I've already asked my team, what's the message for this week? And I've got 3 sets of answers, a set in red, which are action, and a set in blue, which are outcome. And the way that you play is you tune in with that beautiful intuition of yours and feel what is the guidance you need right now. Are you looking for action-related guidance, or do you want to see how things resolve over the week? And of course, you can always choose both. And while you are choosing, let me tell you the timing for this reading. This reading is for August 20th through the 27th. And the flavor of this reading, we've got Mars. Mars is definitely about our passion and doing something. It wants to take action. So it's less about being in your head and more about doing. Doing, though, I just want to put a caveat in there, is not the same as being. And hopefully in the message, we see what they're referring to doing. In the sign of Sagittarius. Now, this is about going into the higher mind. It's about mental expansion. Sagittarius sort of starts that whole area where the mind is expanding past its current experience and thinking about how to add to that experience through mental expansion. In the third house, which is how we communicate and express with each other, it also has to do a little bit with learning. So let's see what they want us to do. It sounds like they want us to expand and learn and communicate that, but let's check it out. All right. Spiritual action at this time: energize your highest ideals by making the right connections. I already hear it. This is tricky because making the right connections, that sounds mental, but they're like, connecting you into the right level, right? So we talked about thinking, we've talked about doing, and they want us to go into being, which is the level of the heart. So that's how you're going to energize your highest ideals. That's how you're going to experience your ascension path. It's happening now. They keep saying it. It's all the stuff that we're waiting to see. It's happening. It's already going there. You're going to be able to energize it, meaning feel it, by going into the heart and just being. There's nothing to do, no activity, no thought to think, just be. And the more we just let ourselves be for a moment here, the more you're gonna, okay, it's happening. Same with the meditation. I keep calling back to that because most everybody here who's listening to this, I'm pretty sure almost everybody here has experience of meditation. You know when you're contemplating meditating, and you know when you're meditating. Even if you only do it for like a minute, you know what it feels like to do it versus to think about it or to do something about it or comprehend it. So get in the heart. That's the right connection. Mental action at this time: confront the rules of the idea in question. I was asking them, well, what's the idea in question? And they're like, well, what are you predominantly talking about right now? And I said, ascension, our ascension experience. And they're like, right, well, what's the rules of that? What's those self-imposed rules? And I'm like, the rules feel like, well, we have an expectation of what it's going to be. Like we're expecting a solar flash, or we're expecting a 2-world split. We're expecting life to be significantly easier and way more positive, right? We're expecting to have awareness of it, that we know it's happening for sure, without a doubt. And they're like, that's what you've got to confront, is what is your preconceived notions of what this is? Because that's all coming from the mind. It's all, maybe somebody channeled it, maybe it's shared information, but ultimately, unless you're experiencing it, you're being in that state. All those things that you're waiting, that expectation shows you it's in the mind. You're expecting it. Where does the expectation come from? It's not coming from what you're experiencing right now. It's coming from a thought you're having about it. Confront those, because they're blocking you from being in your ascension right now. Physical action at this time: force yourself to get out in the world and get your ideas going. Again, they're kind of like tongue-in-cheeking it this time. Like, get your ideas going, meaning like get them, go ideas, go away. Go preconceived conception, go away. Get out in the world, be. Just be in your life, be in your heart, do whatever you're going to do. Make a sandwich, go sit and read a book, right? Answer an email, go for a walk, kiss your dog, hug your kids, talk to your mom. Just be. Just go out in the world and live your life. And ideas go bye. So this is really funny. It's weird that they're using the cards in this way, but that's what they're meaning. It's like, by preconceived ideas, you are coming from a well-meaning place. My mind is just trying to organize my experience. However, the mind has no concept of this experience because it's happening, not happened. It's in the middle of it, not past it. The left hemisphere can only organize the information that's already processed. You're processing, you're doing. All right, so you get what I'm saying here. It's like, live your life, be in your heart as much as you can. When you're out of your heart, try to notice it, try to be conscious of it, and try to get back to it. Do the things that connect you. Ground yourself. Meditate. Breathe. Work on your nervous system. Talk to someone you love. Say something loving and kind to yourself. Practice gratitude. Drink more water. These are the things that'll help you. Be in nature. Talk to a tree. Hug a tree. Right? Things like this that will help you get back into your heart. That's the only job right now, is like the more you're in your heart, the more you are experiencing it. Those of us who get cerebral, those of us who like to question and hang out in our minds, bless you, bless us all. It's not serving us right now because it's, again, the mind is offline, and in this case can't access it, not logically. It can definitely access it through the right hemisphere, but that's the heart. That's the heart connection going up the vagus nerve into the right hemisphere, having an association predominantly going into the subconscious mind, being processed in our sleep. It's very much not going to serve that very left, logical, analytical, organizational component of our brain. And that's the part that's really holding on. That's the part where expectation lives, right? It formed its idea. It's formed its hypothesis. Now it wants to verify. And there's nothing it can verify yet. So it's at a loss. And all it can do is sort of spin. And if you've been hanging out in your mind too much, you probably feel the spin. So time to tell those preconceived ideas, go. Go with love, but go. All right, so now let's look at outcomes for Mars in Sagittarius in the 3rd house of communication, ideas, and learning. Spiritual outcome at this time, the drive for insights to understand your ideas. They're showing me a fork in the road right now, and they're like, this one could go either way. Either you get more analytical because you're trying to understand yourself. You're like, oh, I have preconceived ideas. Great, now let me go back and analyze, where did I get those from? Like, who did I pick that up from? What did I formulate that around? So that's one fork, which just puts you back in your brain. So be careful. And then the other one is the insight to understand, meaning I already got it. I already got that this is a preconceived idea. So one is more analyzing. The other path is like, I know. Right, so we got to be careful there because this one's tricky. This one is like you, again, and it's totally okay, whatever happens. It's just one will keep you in the spin, one lets you out. And so the urge is still to analyze. It's very strong right now. It's a strong energy. So you got to move your body. That's the antidote to that. If you find yourself just going, okay, but now I have more questions, time to go exercise, go for a walk. That's what I've been doing, is when I catch myself, I'm like, take my shoes off, I walk around the grass in the backyard. And I just keep walking until I feel like I've let it go. Because my brain, when I go into analytical, criticizing, judging mode, is like a dog with a bone and it won't drop it. I got to wear that dog out. I've got to move the energy to move the mind. So if you find yourself going into the spin, like I do sometimes, move the body. Do it till the body till the mind calms down and doesn't want to question anymore. That's when you know, okay, the dog's dropped the bone. Mental outcome at this time, the confronting of the wisdom of short-term thinking and trips. This is going to be a process. Okay, so it's not just I move my mind once, I move out of my mind and into my heart once and I feel better and now things keep flowing. It is that's a short-term trip, if you will, from the mind to the heart, and you will feel at peace and you will be calm. But it's a pattern to return back to analyzing, especially if you're in a season or a lifetime of analyzing. This one-time trip down into the heart is not going to cut it. So you got to really go, no, this has got to be a shift in perception that I work on. Like, it's a practice now. It's not just a temporary fix. It's a practice that I have to keep going back to, because there's going to be more questions. There's going to be more things that you're like, I heard life would look like this, but it looks like that. And why is it doing that? Does that mean I failed, or is the world failed, or are we screwed, or did it not happen? Is this a hoax, right? You can hear, you just go, back into the spin. So the dog will pick the bone back up in this case and just hold on again. So you've got to recognize that I can't just do this once to move me back into my heart space. I have to continually do it. Sometimes multiple times a day I have to do it, because I'll spend a little time in my heart and then I'll go back into analytics. Or I'll have a great day where I'm like, I'm in my heart, I'm in this moment, I feel the energies, I know it's good. And then you'll get a piece of mail that pisses you off and you're just right back into the spin, right? Or you'll see something on the news, or you'll see something on your phone and that'll bring you back, right? So that's the thing, is this is not a temporary fix situation that's going to bring you long-term relief. It's got to be, I got to do it today, and I got to do it now. And somebody made an appointment with me and then ghosted me, and that's going to make me want to go into the spin about why and what happened, and just like, nope, back into the heart. Go walk around, go dance, do something, move the body to move the mind. That's been my mantra this week, and it's really beautiful and I'm loving it. My team's been hitting me over the head with it. And so that's where I go when I catch myself. I'm like, things start to feel hard, or I start to overthink. I got to go walk around. I got to go stretch. I got to do something until I feel that release, right? I got to feel like literally my brain dog drop the bone and relax. And then I know, okay, I've shifted back. So I want you to share with me in the comments, what do you do? And how are you aware that maybe you're hanging out too much in your brain? You're hanging out too much in the analytical side. When are you aware? What does it feel like to you when you know you've dropped back into your heart? What's the sensation you get? I'd love to hear your version. So put it in the comments below. Physical outcome at this time: action resulting from the understanding of who and what is around you. We're great mirrors for each other. So you might gain awareness that you're doing it when you see someone else doing it. It might be the perfect trigger for you to be like, that person is caught in the spin. They are overanalyzing. They're not in their trust. They're not in their body or in their being. Am I? Not as much as I could be. Okay, I'm going to drop into my heart. I'm going to meditate. I'm going to walk. I'm going to move my body. I'm going to do something that I know will drop me into my heart. So right now what they're saying is whether or not you have self-awareness, you will be aware of someone else doing it. If you've heard this message, it will trigger you to pay attention to your own stuff. It's so easy. See, in the analytical side, where we're judging ourselves, we also get incredibly judgmental of the outside world. And that is kind of a gift in a way. It's not a great mindset to be in, but the gift of it is, if I'm judging you, that means there's something that I judge about myself. There's something else going on. There's usually a connection, a mirror here. That person is overthinking this, and that irritates me. It's like, oh, well, I also have been stuck in overthinking something in my life, right? And if we can get that awareness, it can be a real gift. It can show us, and we can make a new choice about it. So that's what it's talking about for this week. All right, so we know what the plan is, and the plan is to drop into the heart. The plan is to stay conscious and aware of where we're overanalyzing, where we might be over questioning or trying to get an answer from a space that it literally can't, because right now the information that it wants, it's currently happening and processing, not processed. And so we just got to be. We just got to be in it. So try to spend more time being, and then you're going to feel where you're really at. And with that, I am sending you so much love. Mwah.